It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. Now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Showtime, Geno Jones Showtime. Can I straighten up my collar? Here we go. So come to you live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 on the West Coast. A programming note from the very top. No live show Friday. This Friday, that would be the 20th. Hey, first day of spring. Even though it felt like winter, it was in the like upper 20s, lower 30s here in Charleston, South Carolina, in the metro. So, and then what we got? Snow. Green Bay got like 2.5 feet. What? 2 feet? Well, no, about 2 feet. A little more, 26, 27 inches. I digress. That's up in Wisconsin. So anyway, I'm here live. It's a Wednesday. We like to call it a Working Divas Wednesday. Speaking of a Working Diva, let me shout out Mayor Shardell Murray, the town of Hollywood, South Carolina, sponsor of the Geno Jones Show. I'd love to have you as a sponsor, part of the Geno Jones Show family. If you'd like to be a sponsor or, advertise, raise your profile, reach out to me. I'll give you all the sponsorship package info. Geno Jones Show at Gmail, all one word. Geno, that's how you spell. Geno Jones Show at Gmail. No the. That's it. And also, I'll tell you, if you want to support the show financially, you can also do it via Zelle or Cash App. Zelle, you can use that same email address. And Cash App is the $, the word Dad G Jones, all one word. Dad G Jones, all one word. That's Cash App, okay? All right, let's talk. Oh, by the way, the show's interactive. Let me do this. Now, what do I mean when I say the show is interactive? That means you can be a part of it. Everybody watching me live right now, you see something? You see where it says live chat? Oh, first, I got to remind everybody, like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Thank you. Now, where you see it says live chat, that means you can have a conversation with me. If you got a question, you got a comment. Let's see here. Let me just do something over. Let me just click over. There we go. That's what I was looking for the other day. I'm still trying to get this thing together. We got this new software here, ladies and gentlemen. So, if you got a question, you got a comment, you want me to shout you out, it's your birthday, your anniversary, you got a job, new job, you starting your career, maybe you're retiring, you just launched a new business, holler at your man. Jump in that chat room. I know you're out there watching the show, so I want to thank everybody for watching me live. So let's kick this thing off. You've probably been hearing a lot of talk about something called this, the Save America Act. That's basically, it's a piece of federal legislation, it's federal law that they're trying to pass. I'm pretty confident it's not going to go through, but you never know with these white nationalists, with this white extremely racist white nationalist Ku Klux Klan rooted regime. You just never know. But the horrendous thing about this Save America Act, they should really call it the Save Racism, the Stop You Negroes from, the Save Racism, Stop You Negroes from Voting Act, along with really married women, other people of color, elderly people, those from the trans community, anybody that's like changed your name, like, if you got ladies, you got married, and you took your husband's name, or you did the hyphenated thing. You kept your maiden name because that's that's the surname from your dad in most cases. So you want to keep that, honor that part of your legacy. But you love your husband, so you want to do the hyphenated thing. But oh wow, this is written that they claim. Well, we want a proof of citizenship. So that's the key phrase. I want you to hear. They'll claim when you hear this, this is really just, we want to pass this law because everybody, we want to have proof of citizenship because you have all these illegal, undocumented people voting, which is a lie. You can chat GPT it, you can AI it, you can whatever search engine, whatever AI you want to use, it is a lie. There's no record in no election that I know of. I've been voting since the mid 80s. There's no evidence of like these millions of illegal undocumented people, even though you know you can't, who's illegal on stolen land? Maybe the folks that stole the land in the first damn place. But I digress. So, this Save America Act, or the Save Racism, Stop You Negroes and Others from Voting Act, and they'll say, well, we just want to have proof of citizenship. So what does that mean? So that means now, to register to vote, if this law passed, to register to vote, you would have to register with either like a birth certificate or a passport. Now keep in mind, only about somewhere maybe not even half of the population, maybe out of the entire population, maybe somewhere near 45%, maybe have a passport. The number of black Americans that have passports is under 40%, somewhere in the maybe mid-30s, somewhere around there. A lot of elderly people don't have passports of all backgrounds. Usually poor working class people don't have the money or the time, because it's time consuming. You got to go to the post office, or you got to go to a passport location like a federal, whatever the federal building in your city or town. And then, I got my passports several years ago, and that was about $160. And if you want to get it quicker, it's like damn near double that. There's no telling how much it is now, and I wouldn't trust this regime anyway. So the majority of people don't have a passport, and a lot of our seniors, especially maybe in their 80s, some 70s, but 80s and 90s, they've been voting all their life. They don't. If they had a birth certificate, but my God, people move. They move and things get lost, and then they have to go back to the location, the city or the town, the county they were born in, and it's a huge hassle. But it's all about voter suppression. It's about stopping you from voting. It's like I said, it's the Save Racism, Stop You Negroes and Others from Voting Act. That's what they want to do. So whatever when you go to register, to apply for this new registration under the Save Act, you got to have a birth certificate or passport. And if the name on your birth certificate doesn't match the name on your other ID, like your driver's license, because, you got married, and you took on your husband's name, your spouse's name, or you hyphenated, so your name is, let's say Joan Smith. Okay? And my daughter, Lauren Hill Vaughn, she's got the hyphenated thing. It's intentional. But the weird thing is, they have thought about it, but then they haven't, because a lot of these MAGA cult members, the majority of Americans that qualify by all like economic standards in terms of poor Americans, the largest group by race, the largest group of SNAP benefit recipients. No, it ain't black folks. They make up some in the mid-20s. Oh no, it ain't the illegals. First, the illegals. Anyone here undocumented, they can't get SNAP benefits. But it's not the brown folks. It's not the Latinos. The Hispanics, the Latinos. No, it is white Americans. White Americans make up the largest group by race. Almost half, somewhere in the mid-40s. Black folks make up somewhere in the mid-20s. So the majority of people that receive SNAP benefits are white, primarily white women, poor white women in all these rural red states, all of them, West Virginia, and in Arkansas, and Mississippi, and Oklahoma, and Alabama, and Louisiana, and Georgia. Oh, a lot of them in Florida too, and here, a lot in South Carolina, North Carolina. Oh yeah, all over. Not to mention out west in states where they don't even have black folks. It's going to affect them too. But you have to understand that part of this regime, this MAGA cult, they are virulently and violently racist, but they are equal parts sexist and misogynist. They don't like women. Half of them, they insecure about their I'm trying to be nice, but they're insecure about it, just insecure about a lot of things. They're insecure in their whiteness, and for whatever reason. Can't get a date, they're angry, think that everybody should kiss their ass and bow down to them, and that they are the smartest, even when they're not the smartest. And when they know they're not the smartest, then they take it out, they act out, and they say, oh, these women, these mouthy troublemakers, and these women who want to take over the world, and men's job. And then a lot of these dudes, what did somebody call one of these dudes? Micro penis. Isn't that kind of what Stormy Daniels said about Orange Hitler? She called him micro. Maybe that's why I do like, because in a lot of his rallies, you hear macho, maybe micro man. They need to do the remix, so maybe that's why he likes it, because he's a micro penis man. It's not me. Just chat GPT what Stormy Daniels said. All right, she would know. She had sex with him. Something to that effect. It wasn't much. Wasn't really much sex, if you let her tell the story. But I digress. I don't give a damn. But the point I'm trying to make is that you got a lot of these angry, insecure dudes, the Charlie Kirk crowd. Yeah, trad wives, traditional wives, stay at home, have babies. We don't want you out here competing with men. But an insecure man is not afraid of competition from anybody, from a woman, another man, an alien. But you've got this, as a matter of fact, it's in Project 2025. They want to return to the thrilling days of yesteryear, when white men ruled the land. No matter how incompetent or impotent, stupid, didn't matter. Just, you're talking about the ultimate DEI and affirmative action, whiteness. A white man throughout the history of America. That was, if you were a white man, especially a white Christian man and straight, the world was supposed to be your oyster. And especially wealthy white men. Because wealthy white men don't give a shit about poor white men either. Oh, they bait them and make them think that, the reason that their lot in life is what it is because of a woman, or a black person, or a Muslim, or a Mexican, or a gay person, or a trans woman. They'll blame everybody else. But, these, see the billionaire class. They don't give a shit about this. Whole whiteness was made up to divide and conquer people anyway. But I just want to kind of pull your coat and let you know what this, when you hear this Save America, it's really just say, oh, you mean the Save Racism, Stop You Negroes and Others from Voting Act they want to pass? That's the name of it. I've given it a new name. That's exactly what it is. Like I said, to make it harder for black Americans, for people of color, Latino, Asian Americans, Native Americans, the elderly, the trans community, trans people, and married white women. Because even in Project 2025, there's a part of that that wants to advocate a law to where the man will vote for the household. These dudes have flat out said they should abolish the 19th Amendment, which gave women the right to vote. It's like, oh no, that's the problem. You gave women the right to vote, and then they voted for Democrats until they get married. But here's the irony in all that. 53% of white women voted for Orange Hitler not once, not twice, 3 times. Even after seeing and hearing this dude say that he could sexually, if you were a celebrity, that you could grab him by the, excuse my, his words, you could grab him by the pussy. And you could get away with it. They let you get away with it because you're a celebrity. This dude bragged about sexual assault. And white women of America, all women of America heard that. And still, after hearing that, and all of these women that have accused him of rape and sexual assault, found liable in a civil trial, Jean Carroll, she worked for a newspaper, said in the 90s, he cornered her in this department store and got her in the dressing room, and she said he raped her. A judge said that there was enough evidence in the civil trial. This was not a criminal trial, a civil trial. The judge said the evidence that he saw convinced him that Jean Carroll was raped by Orange Hitler. He was found adjudicated. That's like guilty, but it's not guilty because it's not a criminal trial, it's a civil trial. And he still owes Jean Carroll like $90 million, and apparently she hadn't seen that money yet. So I don't know, that's a whole nother story. So a man admits to sexually assaulting women, period, you can get away with it. And 53% of white women hearing that and knowing that was like, it's cool. Yeah, grab me. In essence, because they voted for him not once, not twice, 3 times. Wow. I've asked white women, and I know just like one black person can't speak for every black person, but I've had conversation with white women that I know and work with and I come across in my line of, in my career, activists, and you can tell something, the look they get, it's like embarrassed or angry. It's like, it's a combination. I've got embarrassed, angry. It's like, them bees are stupid. And this is the white women talking about other white women. Them bees are stupid. Or just embarrassed, and I can't explain that. I don't know. But a few gave me a real good explanation. They said because they want that proximity to power. And they know that in this country, in this society, that straight white men are in the positions of power. And that they're willing to give up their freedoms they have. Reproductive freedoms here in South Carolina. Women have virtually lost all of their reproductive freedom. You got 6 weeks to terminate a pregnancy. Most women don't even know they're pregnant 6 weeks in. In Georgia, I think, was it in Georgia? Or was that in South Carolina? I didn't know I was going to really talk about this part. I'll look it up. But I know a lot of southern states, they have either passed a law or they're trying to pass a law to where if a woman terminates a pregnancy, or even if she takes the abortion pill, that woman could be charged with murder. Really? So these men in this patriarchal society, they're like, no, you don't get to determine what to do with your body. And these men don't care about unborn children. That's bullshit. Because when the children get here, they don't pass laws to make sure that women and families, can get, they don't even care about the pregnancy because they don't make sure that women can get the proper prenatal care. The infant mortality rate is abysmal in America. It's higher than some what they call third world countries, some of these smaller nations. Supposedly the best health care money can buy on the planet, and one of the worst infant mortality rates, and especially for black women, the maternal mortality rate, the rate of women who die during childbirth or because of childbirth for black women is 3 times higher than it is for white women in America. So miss me, people, there are tens of millions of people that lost health care. There's so many women that get adequate health care. They can't afford to get the proper prenatal care and maternal care. And then when the kids get here, you don't provide, you don't have funds. You don't provide the money to make sure to subsidize the cost for child care. A lot of these jobs, now some you may be lucky, you may get 6 months off. A lot of these jobs, they don't give a damn. They want your ass back at work. They don't care about you just having a baby. So there's nothing in the society, in the corporate world or politically, that really prioritizes children once they come into the world, in terms of health care, in terms of making sure that families can afford, quality daycare. None of that. Money for, all children, regardless of background or income, can get a great education from like 2 or 3 years old. No. So just stop talking with the bullshit. Stop it. Just another reason to make sure that we show up and show out in large numbers. Check your voter registration. Show up for yourself. So I know I can hear some of you, oh man, I don't F with politics. I don't do politics. Well, guess what? When you don't show up for yourself, politics is going to do you. Because the people who don't give a shit about you, the people who want to take away you and your family's health insurance, the folks who want to be able to lock up your children and put them in all kind of prisons and jails and all these giant detentions, they call detention centers, or internment camps that can house 15,000 people. When they get through locking up these illegals, who do you think they're going to start locking up to put in these facilities that are owned by these billionaire donors? They will continue to do what they've always been. The criminal justice system is inherently racist. It's definitely two forms of justice, because black folks say justice just ain't us. So when O.J. Simpson was found not guilty in that first criminal trial, and people were wondering why black people celebrated, it wasn't black people wasn't celebrating O.J. Hell, O.J. was like, I'm O.J. I ain't black, until he was. All of a sudden he was black again when they tried to convict his ass and hang his ass they felt that he killed his ex-wife and that white dude, Ron Goldman. And white people, there's a significant number of white folks still mad about that. And O.J. is dead and buried, turned to ashes and dust. And you got some white folks still mad because he was found not guilty. Because Johnny Cochran, rest in power, was a brilliant lawyer. And you had that racist ass cop, Mark Furman, that was saying racist shit on tape, on video. Black folks celebrated the fact, finally, after it wasn't quite 400 some odd years then, but after 3 centuries plus in America, the justice system finally worked for a black man who had money, who had millions, like it's been working for especially white men, since they invented this criminal justice system. So black folks is like, you know what? He beat y'all at y'all own game. I don't care if he did it. Heck, a lot of folks say he probably did do it. But guess what? It's a lot of you. I can't even tell you the thousands of white people that have murdered black people and got off scot-free. All of our African ancestors that were lynched and bragged about it. And white juries found them not guilty. With all the evidence, they didn't give a shit. So, miss me with that outrage. Black folks is like, gotcha. Finally, one time. Black dude beat y'all at y'all own game. And it was one of them Negroes that y'all loved, because he loved white folks. I'm OJ, I ain't black. Yeah, he was black all of a sudden. So, show up for yourself. Show up for your family. Show up for the people in your family, in your community, in your churches, and your culture that can't show up for themselves. Because you may not do politics, but politics it's all about, first of all, politicians are public servants, and the ones who really are in it for the right reasons understand their job is to use legal power, legislative power, to make the lives better for everybody. That is the textbook definition. That's what they're supposed to do. In a position of power to create legislation, to create laws, and out of that a culture and community where everybody can thrive. That's what a public servant is. And some of these other politicians is in it for self-aggrandizement and money and fame and all that. And who's in it to protect these billionaires that's breaking them off like a stripper at Magic City. Bap, 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 bap. Show up for yourself. Because when you say politics, I don't do politics, politics is going to do you. These billionaires are going to do you. They're going to keep building these AI centers and data centers that's poisoning your water. Hello, Memphis, Tennessee, and using up all your electricity. It's causing your electricity and energy bill to go sky high. To make sure you got clean water, to make sure that kids, are not running around with the measles, spreading it like crazy. Listen, yeah, you got to get, you don't believe in a vaccine. You don't want to vaccinate your kids. That's your business. But then you can't let your kids go around other kids, because these kids have a right not to get sick because you don't believe in a vaccine. Homeschool their ass. But you can't just let them run around unprotected, catch all kind of childhood diseases, and wind up getting other kids sick, and they wind up dying because your selfish ass don't want to get, I don't believe. Well, you have a right, and that's your child, so God bless them. Unfortunately, it would hope Child Protective Services would snatch them out of a home like that. But have at it. Your child, but your child don't have a right to get other kids sick because you don't believe in a vaccine. So homeschool their ass. Keep them at home. All right. Shout out to everybody checking out the show. Thank you for all the comments and the conversation, especially to my executive producer there. You see Mary Dixon in there, my number one fan. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. Yes, you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live, Monday through Friday. Now, this Friday, no live show, the best of the Geno Jones Show. So it's 7:30 Eastern or 6:30 Central or 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. You can come to my channel and binge watch your favorite episode. But here's the good news, that the Geno Jones Show is available right here, right now, on my YouTube channel, 24/7, 365 days a year. Any time of the day or night you want to check out one of my episodes, just come to my channel, like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Spread the word. The Geno Jones Show, brought to you by the town of Hollywood, South Carolina, Mayor Shardell Murray and Murray's Mortuary. They have 3 locations here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area. Thank you, Mayor Murray. Appreciate your support. Shout out to Allie Jones. She's the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her and her Lexi Jones collection out. LX.NCL_. LX.NCL_. Markel Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check him out on Instagram, on IG. Kel be cutting up. KELBECUTTINUP, because Kel be cutting up. I love you. Love is a verb. I don't give a damn what Webster's dictionary says. Yeah, love is a noun. Actually, love is an action word. Love is a verb. Show you love. All right, and I love you. We'll see you live Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Once again, a programming note, no live show this Friday, but Thursday, oh, it's going to be fire. But you can still, Friday, just come onto the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. And like I said, binge watch your favorite episodes. All right, thank you for watching, everybody. I love you. Be blessed.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.